up, everyone? I'm Ethan, and I'm here with my boy Garrett.
What's going on?
And welcome to HIVE Sports, where we talk all things NFL and college football. Today, we have another episode of our Freshman Spotlight series, where we break down film of some of our favorite incoming freshman prospects.
Today we're going to be breaking down Matt Zollers, a four-star quarterback headed to Missouri. He played his high school ball in Pennsylvania, and he was a dual sport guy, so you can really see the athleticism on the tape. He played basketball at a very high level as well, so he's got some explosiveness, he's got some speed, and he also has a heck of an arm, man. I mean, 37 touchdowns to 2 interceptions as a junior, 2,917 yards, which was a school record. And he has maybe one of the strongest arms in the class, man. I know there's some other quarterbacks in this class like Keelan Russell and Bryce Underwood that have very strong arms, but man, this kid is he's up there with them. So excited to dig in.
Yep, and he's got the kind of stereotypical frame you like to see in a quarterback. 6'4", 215 as a incoming freshman is a pretty good size for a quarterback, and he's got a few years to put on even more weight and strength to improve that arm strength even better than what we already see.
100%. Let's pull up those highlights and let's dig in. Get this kicked off though, E. What are some just qualities that you look for in high school prospects while you're scouting?
Well, I think there's a few things that I look for when scouting quarterbacks, and one of them is timing of the throws. And so it's is it a three step drop back, 5-step drop back, 1 step? Are you holding onto the ball too late? I think young quarterbacks tend to hold onto the ball and try to do too much, and so that really shows composure and experience and just knowledge of the game if you're on time with your throws. Second thing is just pocket presence. You kind of have to have those eyes in the back of your head. Some of the best quarterbacks you see, feel the pressure behind them without turning their heads. And then lastly, a good example of that throw right there, just a nice touch on the ball, knowing when to put some air underneath it, knowing when to throw, a tight laser across the middle of the field. And man, you can tell Zollers has that good touch with those deep balls.
Oh yeah, man. I think he's the best deep ball passer in the class, and it really stands out when not only can a guy throw the deep ball, but he can throw it in a super tight window, 50 or 60 yards down the field, right? Because obviously some quarterbacks, they're throwing bombs, but it's to wide open players, and I just saw so many throws on his tape where it's such a tight window pass.
Well, and one thing too, you often see, especially in high school film, deep balls where quarterbacks underthrow their wide receivers, or they cause the wide receiver to pull up a little bit. And Zollers here is just leading his wide receivers. I mean, on those deep balls, they're not stopping their stride, and they're able to catch that ball in the full sprint, which is impressive and something you look for.
Yeah. And let me know if you agree here, but it just seems like he's throwing almost every pass off of his back foot, man. So that arm strength is top tier, and I don't even know how good his mechanics are. Like, I feel like he can really improve on some of those mechanics, but he's just such a natural passer that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, some of his back foot throws in the previous throw was like a rolling out to the right, back foot throw, corner of the end zone. It's right here's another good example right here. Getting it all the way, 40-yard pass on his back foot, rolling out to the right. Nice to see some athleticism too. Like, he definitely seems to be that more pro-style quarterback, but to see some mobility will definitely help him at the next level, especially in the SEC.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of those mobile guys we've seen come through, the guys who fail, they're the guys who don't have great touch on their passes, right? They're not the most accurate passers, and I think Zollers is showing that he's not only athletic and a dual threat, but he's also an accurate passer as well.
Another thing I like to see, though, is just he's willing to stand in the pocket, right? Like, he's willing to take a hit if he needs to, and then able to get enough zip on the ball, even while being, hit or tackled at the same time.
Yeah, and that throw on the run, man, too. I mean, he doesn't lose much accuracy even when he's rolling out.
Yeah, he has definitely some impressive throws on the run there, rolling out to the right. I think currently, as we start week one, he's maybe third on Missouri's depth chart, but definitely see a guy that early on in his career could definitely get some snaps. Like, he, although he's young, it seems like he has the mechanics, the accuracy, the touch on his ball to potentially make an impact early on in his career. And I know they're trying to find a replacement for Brady Cook. So, you never know if we'll see him this year at all.
Yeah, and when I watch him, I kind of see he's a little bit raw, obviously, but just the tools that he has and the prototype as a whole, I see a little bit of prime Deshaun Watson in his range of outcomes, And I know Deshaun Watson isn't quite isn't quite what
Hopefully
we
everything
remember him
doesn't.
being, but he was
I
a
can
heck of
definitely
a
see that.
quarterback there for Clemson and for the Texans for quite a few years.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you can see his natural athleticism, which is nice to see at quarterback. Modern day quarterbacks can't be these unathletic guys, right? Like, I know Tom Brady was, you know, is the goat of quarterbacks, but you don't often see guys like him anymore. Not to say he's unathletic, but.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of those statue pocket passers anymore, do you?
Totally.
But yeah, I like to see him. He can throw a good range of different balls, and he can put some zip on it when he needs to, and he can also kind of layer some texture and some air on it when he needs to as well.
Yeah, definitely agree. I mean, he has some good throws across the middle of the field, which can often be pretty tough for quarterbacks. One, you have the offensive line in front of your face. Two, there's just a lot more defenders over the middle of the field, so there's a lot more room for air. So it's nice that he can throw the ball outside well, but also is comfortable throwing the ball across the middle, down the seams in the middle, as this play shows us here. So definitely good. Nice to see him being able to throw the ball accurately to a lot of different routes.
Yeah, and he uses that 6'4" frame well. He's not afraid to get hit. He steps up in the pocket. He can see over the offensive line well. So, a lot to like with him.
A little read option there. Like to see that.
You can see that basketball background for sure. Just the quickness and the change of direction ability. Definitely there. And I think you got to be comfortable as a basketball player. I didn't play at a very high level, but back in my day, I played a little bit of pickup ball here and there. And you got to be comfortable in tight spaces, right? And I think that kind of helps maneuver the pocket and be comfortable with pass rushers in your face in football as well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, even as a quarterback, like even though quarterbacks aren't always hitting people and making contact and things like that, like in basketball, you're bumping up against guys, you're getting fouled, your spatial awareness is really important, and so you can definitely tell as a quarterback in the pocket, like he's aware of his surroundings, he's aware of the pressures around him. So I definitely agree that I'll say this with a caveat too. I think all high school football players should try to play more than one sport. So any other sport I think will benefit you, regardless of whether it's track and field, wrestling, basketball, and so on. Like there's always some additional trait that sport can help you with that'll be beneficial. But I'll get off my soapbox there.
No, I totally agree. It'll be interesting to see. Third on the depth chart right now, so he may take a little time to develop, but this is one of the highest rated quarterback prospects that Mizzou has recruited in quite a while. So there's high expectations for him in that program long term.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that I think could fit in that Missouri system well. He isn't like your typical dual threat quarterback, but he has enough athleticism to, you know, run the ball if needed. And right now they have grad transfer Bo Prabula as their starting quarterback. So I mean, Zollers could sit behind him for 1 year and then as a redshirt freshman, come in and start for 2 or 3 years. So definitely could see him, if not making an immediate impact this year, next year fighting for that starting quarterback job.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, these days we're seeing college quarterbacks playing longer and longer, right, in college, and
Yeah.
they want to get that experience for the NFL. So I don't think it's a red flag that a guy may need, more experience than others in college. I think that in the era of NIL, that's just fine, and he can get his money as well while he's doing it.
100%. Well, if you got to this point in the video, we appreciate you following along. The Freshman Spotlight series is one of our favorite series to do. We love, doing our prospect breakdowns, watching film of these up and comers. So Please leave a like, subscribe. We got a lot more content in the future coming your way. Leave a comment down below. Nothing too harsh, because Zollers obviously is a great player, and we didn't say anything that was too controversial. But definitely follow or hit the subscribe button and be on the lookout for some future videos and future freshman spotlights.